We're good. What's up, peoples? We're back.
Mine's is spudged.
Well, give it a wipe.
Hold on.
We're back. We're back and we're making some breakfast tacos that are fully stacked. And I have the last batch of cilantro in my fridge. So this is just about using everything that you got to make the most of your breakfast. All right? So before we get started, we'll wait for others to join. I'm gonna chomp on a chip because I'm super hungry. Okay. So I think what we're gonna do first is think about the components of this taco. Now I want something like fulfilling, something tasty, something with a lot of texture. So we're gonna add potatoes because potatoes can crisp up a little bit and they can absorb a lot of flavor and they're just easy to make. So I have these little, what are these called? These little red potatoes that we'll just quickly dice up and get that prepped for the pan. We're just gonna cut them in like pieces like this. This is probably a good size. You could cut them smaller if you like, if that's your thing. But whatever you do, you wanna make sure that you cut them all uniform to each other so that they cook evenly. And what we're gonna do to season these too is take a little bit of salt, loads of cumin powder, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and we're gonna get some onions and bell peppers in there too while we get them on the pan and crisp them up. So we should have a good handful of our potatoes, like that. I got a half an onion here. We'll probably just use, I'm gonna cut this in half. One half is actually gonna be used for some pico de gallo, and the second half is going to be used for the potatoes. There we go, that's it. Set that aside, we'll get our peppers cut the same way, same size I mean. Just a nice little dice on these bad boys. Nothing too fancy, you know, this isn't a professional restaurant or anything, so just a rough chop's cool. And once we got that going on the side, let's actually start the potatoes in the pan because that's gonna take a little bit and I wanna get that in the pan early. It's probably gonna take about 10 minutes on each side. So I'm gonna do like a really low heat on that sear, like a low medium heat, just to give it a nice crisp golden texture on all the sides of the potatoes. So before I do that though, let's go ahead and marinate with a touch of olive oil. You can kind of go to town on that olive oil too. We're gonna throw some olive oil in the pan as well. Be generous with the olive oil because olive oil is really good for you. Got loads of salt there. Salt on potatoes is always mandatory. Fresh cracked pepper. Give it a good shake. So what we're gonna do is get this on the pan. That's all the seasoning I want for right now. Might be a little bit of noise from the fan, but I have to turn on the fan. I'm kind of OCD about the fan because, you know, when you just have a gas stove, it's always important to get the ventilation going. You don't want to be breathing all that. So we'll get this going on the pan. I'll show that to you guys in a second. In the meantime, though, let's prep our pico de gallo. So I'm going to take that half onion, and I'm going to cut this one a little bit thinner. And I actually we probably won't even use the half of the onion. We'll use a quarter onion. So this other half I'm just going to save for later. And we're going to cut these onions really bite size. And these are going to be the size of the onions you find in your McDonald's cheeseburger, I guess. Something like that. Okay, look at that, little baby onions. Next up, we're gonna get some tomatoes going. I have some lovely Kumato tomatoes from Trader Joe's. You guys can use like Roma tomatoes, any tomatoes you have really, but I find that Kumato tomatoes are the sweetest and most forgiving tomatoes. You don't have to necessarily pick the best ones. They're always going to taste relatively the same. Good. What you could do with pico is like core the tomatoes as well. If you kind of want like a crispier pico, I would recommend that. But if you... Hello. How's it going? Thanks for joining. It's in Spanish? I don't speak Spanish, but I wish I should. Definitely a language I need to learn. Hola. ¿Cómo está? Okay. We got some diced tomatoes going. Into the pot she goes. Let's go ahead and check on the potatoes while we're here. Just a nice flip. I got my heat on a medium flame right now. The pan's hot, so let's actually lower that to like a low medium. And we're just gonna let that sit for a good 5 more minutes on that side. Give it a flip when we're ready to sear the other sides. Okay. It's always in the prep work, guys. It's always in the prep work. Cooking is all about prep. Got some of my little diced tomatoes here. They're smelling so fresh. They're super juicy. This is gonna be amazing. I love a good pico de gallo. It just like cuts through all the richness of everything and gives everything a nice vibrant punch. I'm gonna take that cilantro, my last cilantro in the fridge. And we're just gonna give that a rough chop. Get that into the party. And what else do we need for pico? I don't have jalapeno or nothing like that, but I do have, of course, some lime juice. So we'll get a half a lime. Just a good solid squeeze of lime. What's that? Mike? Sorry about that. All right, I'm good? Good on audio? Check, guys. Can you guys hear me? All right. Salt and let's see. We need some salt. Salt for the picos. And that's it. Like, stir that bad boy up, and you're ready. That's all you need for a good pico. Maybe some jalapenos if you got any. You can add a splash of vinegar if you like things a little bit more acidic. But right now, what all this lime juice is gonna do is cook those onions and cook those tomatoes together like a ceviche, pretty much. Okay, cool. So we're ready with that. Let's go ahead and check on the potatoes right now. Hear that sizzle? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Can you see that, guys? Oh, hello in Chinese? Like, hello? Joseon? Cantonese? Mandarin? Lei ho? Okay, check that out. You see that golden crispiness action of the potatoes? That's what we want. That's exactly what we want. Don't burn it, because it'll get bitter. Don't burn it. But make it look like that. That golden brown. Oh, yes. And don't be afraid to turn the heat down and just be more patient with it. You don't want to burn it. Do not try to rush cooking because rushed food just tastes rushed. Unless you're a fast food chain and you're good. But all right, I have some lovely cremini mushrooms as well. We're gonna throw these in to the potatoes and make a little hash. I don't know why, but I just want to use mushrooms because it's like kind of like leftover in my fridge, and mushrooms are just really good for you overall. So I wasn't intending to use mushrooms for this recipe, but I found these and, you know, got to use them before they go bad. So we're just going to 1, 2, 3, 4 slice. Just give it a good rough chop so they're cubed like this. That's how I'm doing it. You can just do sliced if you want. I'm a big mushroom fan, if you guys don't already know that. My fridge is always stocked with basically oyster mushrooms, cremini mushrooms, and shiitake mushrooms. That'll always be the case. You will never find my fridge empty without those 3 mushrooms. Okay. Look at that. Beautiful. So we got our onions and peppers here. We got our mushrooms. We're just gonna, for simplicity's sake, we're gonna push that all in, and we're actually going to sear this all together with the potatoes, and I'll show you. It's gonna be 2 individual components or parts that we're gonna cook together. So these are almost done. Pico's done. I think it's time to hang out or prep some other things here. What else do we need? Avocado. Avocado is always really good. Something just dropped. I got this nice avocado here. Funny thing is, like, these are avocados that I got from Target, and they're $1 each. I don't know why that's funny. It's not really funny, but everywhere else you go right now is probably like $1.79, $2 for the same avocado. $1 at Target, guys, and it's like a big ass bin of avocado, so it's like 50% off. Go for it. Okay, check out that color on that. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. That's it. You take those out. One fell on the ground. Great. And let's go ahead and just bring to the pan those onions and mushrooms. Still a hot pan here. We can get the heat up a little bit on this too. Go for like a medium flame. This is really gonna help those onions sweat down and those mushrooms to release their juices so we can get a nice texture on the mushrooms. Gotta grab my spatulas. All right. These are smelling good. The onions are starting to sweat down. What we want to do is add some of that salt right in there so everything can just absorb the seasoning. And we are almost there, guys. It's a pretty productive morning. Hot tip, I did get this rosemary from the neighbor's front yard. I think it's funny that, like, you know, you can like go to the grocery store, get rosemary for like $3, $4, but like this is literally growing wild in everyone's front yard. So don't get caught up clipping your neighbor's rosemary, but like if they have bushes of it and it's just in abundance, yeah, go for it. Because it's like the freshest rosemary ever. All right, here's what that looks like. Nice color on that. Mushrooms aren't exactly done yet, so I'm gonna take a little bit more time on that. And let's check on the pico de gallo here. Yo. That's good. I think it's so interesting how like Mexican food and Asian food kind of share like similar tastes. Like I don't like the tomato, onion, and cilantro. Cilantro especially in Chinese food. Man, it just all goes together. I think that's why I like Mexican food so much, because it just like feels home to me. Okay. Let me find my seasonings here. All right, so we got that all cooking down. You know what? I'm gonna bring you guys over to the stove so we can all hang. It's kind of messy, don't mind the mess here. You'd probably get a little bit closer too. So right now we're gonna go ahead and add those potatoes in. Listen to that sizzle. Beautiful. Right now we also are gonna season with a little bit of cumin. I just used some Trader Joe's cumin. And I'm super generous with the cumin. Guys, this is like my shit here. Okay, that's good. And a little bit of garlic powder. Be generous. A little bit of onion powder. Be generous. You don't gotta be like, oh, it needs a tablespoon of this, teaspoon of this, whatever. Just put as much as you like, your little heart desires when it comes to that seasoning. I'm gonna do a little sprinkle of olive oil here. What you do have to be careful of is salt, obviously. So don't oversalt things. Oh, it smells so good. We're gonna let all of that just chill and hang out together. That is smelling so good. What I love to do at this stage too is take a little bit of room right there in the pan. I'm gonna drop some more oil in there. I'm gonna punch an egg right there. Sprinkle of salt on that egg. It's gonna get to a point where I can just like mix it up. Right about now. It's sizzling. Oh, now what we're gonna do is incorporate those eggs right there. Yes. In hindsight, I probably should have used 2 eggs for this amount, but it's okay. I think we just want a little bit of that egg to be in every bite, so it's not really an egg taco, it's a potato taco. That is looking righteous. Oh, smells good. You get the cumin, you get peppers, you get, just onions. Man, that's savory. So we're gonna kill that heat and we're gonna get that into our little pan to set that aside. We need to clear this pan so we can heat up some tortillas. Okay. Got a good wash pan here. I love this pan, guys. Hexclad. It's like, it's just a good non-stick pan. I can like scrape it with anything I want and like it still maintains its non-stick. It's kind of like a wok in that sense. The only thing I don't like about this pan is that the oil, when it gets on the rim, it'll just kind of like be a little bit hard to clean. So you got to scrub this with like steel wool or something like that to just keep it clean and fresh. But other than that, I love the pan. Highly recommend. All right. For tacos, I got some Mi Rancho organic corn tortillas. And we'll probably just load these up on stacks of 2. And let me just get some oil on this. A couple of ways I heat up tortillas. One, I just put a light coat of oil in the pan, drop them in, flip them over on each side, twirl it around, and just give that a little bit of a crisp up. Nothing too crazy. The second way I would heat up tacos is, or tortillas rather, is I would just throw them over the flame, and it depends on how you like your flavors, right? But I kind of, oh shit, not that flame, because that one doesn't have the, it doesn't have the grate on it, obviously. But here, I'll move this over. We'll move this over. This one. Probably get better. And maybe we should use some tongs because it's probably safer for the general public. Okay. There we go. That's looking fire. It just starts to burn, and then you smell that like in the kitchen. It's just like roasted tortillas. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that color. That's it. It's a lot faster than cooking it on the stove too, but that's, smells so much better too. Damn. Love that smell. Love it. Okay. And these are about done too over here. That tortilla is done, just fast as ever. Okay. So we got our tortillas. Let's go back to the cutting board and let's plate everything up. I do have some lovely beans that I made the other day, and that's what we're gonna use for our beans. But this is like, more so like a Louisiana style red bean and rice dish that I made, but we can use these beans. It's got corn, it's got a lot of good flavor in it. We can use these for the tacos. But it is cold right now, so I gotta heat it up. Also, I probably should cover that with the paper towel because that's gonna get all over my microwave. So, okay. Let's bring over those tacos. Which one are you guys thinking? The oiled ones or the flamed ones? Anybody got a preference here? The flame ones? Oiled ones? I mean pan? Tortillas in a pan with a little oil? Or tortillas over the fire? I'm gonna use the fire. I voted for you guys. Flamed. Perfect. Love it. All right. Let's take out our beans. our beautiful beans. And hope you guys can see this, but we're gonna get a good layer of the beans going first. Just small little scoops. Then we're going to get our nice, look at that. Look at those potatoes, guys. That came out really good. Oh, smells amazing. Nice breakfast potato hash with the peppers and onions right over that, right over the beans, okay? And what we also want to do is take a little of the, let's do the pico de gallo next, huh? We're gonna get that fresh pico de gallo right over the top as well. This thing's stacked. What I also want to do is take some of this salsa verde, which I got from, this is just from Trader Joe's. We want to make sure to mix it up though and get that goodness in there. Salsa verde right on top, just for a little bit more of the peppery flavors that we're going. Thanks. It's gonna be good. Wish you were here to eat it. What we're gonna do next, take some fresh radish, give some really thin slices to the radish. I mean like paper thin. So this is what I'm going for here, guys. Like, you see how thin that is? It's like razor thin. I like that because number one, it's just good texture. Number two, it looks like you just made this at a Michelin star restaurant. So we're gonna do that. And lastly, we're gonna get some avocado. Because what is a taco without avocado? And I hope this one isn't over-ripened. Oh, guys, that's tragic. It's over-ripened. Look at that. That's probably the fallback of buying a Target avocado for $1. Because if you don't watch how fast they ripen or keep track of that, you'll get some shit like that. And that's kind of disappointing. So technically, did I really save money on the avocado, or did I lose money on it? I don't know. You guys help me decide. Be the judge. So I guess we are, as they would say, avocado-less, because that was my last avocado. And that's pretty sad. We're gonna get We're gonna get crafty though, guys. How do I fold the taco? We're not gonna fold the taco. We're gonna eat the taco. I mean, I guess like we're gonna fold it to eat it, if that's what. But here's the thing. I'm gonna show you guys in a second. We're gonna try to salvage this if at all possible. So I'm just gonna cut through it and let's just see what we got. Let's just see if anything's decent here. If it's okay, it's okay. If not, then it's not. But I do see a little bit of that flesh there. That's good. Look, it's not bad, guys. It's not like it's rotten or something. It's just over-ripened. Come on. We can figure it out, right? We can use it. We can make it happen. What you can do is also just make a guacamole or something, but there we go. Look at that. That flesh is still good. So salvaged. That's a good like 25-cent piece right there. We're just gonna make some nice incisions. All right. And then lastly, to answer your question, how do you fold it? That's a great question because I honestly don't know how this is gonna work. It's probably just all gonna fall off, but it's gonna look great. So that's, and it's gonna taste amazing. It's just gonna be messy. So I don't know if you guys are Cholula fans, if you guys are Tapatio fans, but I like Tapatio. So little dash of that, and we are pretty much done. that is your taco. That is your breakfast taco. And basically what you're gonna do is wanna make like a good 5 or 6 of these, if you can. But what I like to do, I gave it a 2-layer stack of tortilla. So I'm gonna take one, right? I'm gonna take one and we're gonna eat this top one while the bottom one's nestled there. And that way when everything just falls off, I'm just gonna have another taco ready to go. Cheers, guys. Wow. That is wild.
Sub, but I won't always be active because it's like that.
Thank you for the sub.
You're so good at skill things.
Thank you for the sub. I'm sorry you guys can't eat this in person, but it is really good. So if you can make this at home, do it. It's easy. It's healthy. Look at that. You got loads of that potato. You got avocado. You got freshness from the pico de gallo. You got that nice, just charred tortilla with that fresh salsa verde.
Be close up.
Hmm?
Go super close.
That's a good bite, right, guys? Look at that. So it's all kind of like dropping on that second layer of taco. That's just my other taco. We're gonna take more filling.
Second layer of tortilla. Good second layer of taco. Tortilla.
Second layer tortilla. And that's it. We got it. All ready to go. So good, guys. I just washed my hands there, but I'll give you guys a close-up here of what I'm looking at. Got that fresh radish. Oh, and you guys know, like you gotta have like tortilla chips, salsa, It's all working. It's all working. Anyways, that's it. You guys have questions, let me know. DM me. Tell me what you want me to make next. I'm always making this. This is like on my weekly rotation, probably twice a week, just because it's so easy. But I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you for coming to the show. Kitchen is open. I'm sorry, but kitchen is now closed. So I will see you guys on the next one. BCD Good Life Cooking. Catch me later.